look at all these phones. From the front, all just black glass slabs. From the back, all 3 cameras, often in the same 2 arrangements. But why? Well, today I will break down how we got here, why 3 cameras became the standard, and what the future of smartphone cameras might just look like. And believe it or not, the 3 cameras isn't an accident, it's by design. So, how did we actually get here? Well, back in the early 2010s, the smartphone market was growing fast, and every company wanted to stand out so people would buy their phones. Some tried massive displays, some tried ultra-thin phones, others even curved phones, for some reason. But in 2018, HTC decided to go down a different route. With the HTC One M8, they added a secondary assist camera. Not a bigger sensor, not a physical zoom system, just simply another one. The idea was simple: capture 2 perspectives to capture depth information, which will give you a better bokeh effect. And this idea spread like wildfire. Even within 2 years, even Apple had copied the idea. And soon, companies were on 3 cameras, and far beyond just the assist functionality. But why 3? Why not 4 or even 9? Well, 3 just works. You have the main camera, what people will use most of the time and is normally the highest quality. The ultra-wide, which allows you to fit more in frame, good for landscapes. And then the telephoto, which allows you to crop in and zoom in without losing quite as much detail as you would normally. And with those 3, you cover 80% of everybody's needs. Zooming in, zooming out, and your standard photos. But if 3 work so well, why not add just more? Like, why don't we see more phones that look like this? Well, obviously there's price. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to spend 3 times as much on a phone with 40 cameras, 37 of which I would never use. And also, if you have enjoyed this video so far, I'd greatly appreciate if you could subscribe. But the bigger issue is space. And this is possibly the biggest challenge a smartphone company has to overcome. When trying to make a smartphone, they have to fit components, sometimes more powerful than laptops, in sizes less than third the size of a laptop. And then there's thickness too. Thin phones have somehow made a comeback, with modern phones approaching 5.5 millimeters. And to get higher zoom, you need to create more distance between the lens and the sensor. But if you tried to get a real 100 times zoom on a phone, it would be ridiculously thick. But physics isn't the only reason. The second issue, Apple. You see, since the early days of the smartphone, Apple has been the brand to beat. Companies will copy the software, the design, the names. And Xiaomi copies all 3. So if Apple has 3 cameras, especially in that design, every other company feels like they need 3 as well. And this gives Apple an enormous amount of power. Because if Apple adopted a 4th lens, the entire industry would also flock to copy them, making everyone think that Apple just single-handedly pushed the smartphone market forward, bringing the normal from 3 to 4 lenses. But they won't, because their design is iconic, and they're not going to risk changing that anytime soon. But what happens when a company does try to break the mold? Well, introducing the Lite L16 phone. In 2018, a company called Lite released the L16 with, you guessed it, 16 cameras. But here's the problem. It cost nearly $2,000 in the US, and its only selling point was the amount of cameras. And that meant, well, nobody bought it. It's not just Lite. We've seen rotating cameras, pop-up cameras, even phones with just one giant sensor. But every time the industry just crawled back to 2 or 3 cameras. So if that's the past and the present, what about the future? Looking at the newest flagships, the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, the iPhone 17 Pro Max, the S25 Ultra. I think it's clear that the top left corner is going to be the home of cameras for a while to come. Hardware-wise, sensor sizes will keep on improving, but I wouldn't say that lenses will keep on becoming more and more zoomed in, or that companies will keep on adding more and more lenses. The real innovation and battlegrounds is software. Companies are always investing in computational photography, AI space zoom, and better low-light performance. As for new ideas though, I really hope that second screens will become a big thing, allowing you to see yourself when you're taking full quality selfies with your back cameras. As for design, Samsung will likely keep their cluster, Apple will keep their 3 cameras, and other brands will probably keep doing what Apple's doing. So it might look like phone cameras aren't improving, but it's normally the innovation in places that you just don't see. So really, smartphone cameras don't look the same on accident. The industry converged on a formula that worked and everyone stuck with it. So yeah, smartphone cameras might all look the same, but that's because that's as good as it gets. At least for now. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy, I'd greatly appreciate if you could subscribe. Also, watch these 2 videos here.